All right, we'll start off with Dana Green.
Hey LJ, obviously you were on the team last year for the rivalry, your first taste of it. What did you learn from just the intensity of that game, and what kind of atmosphere are you expecting this Saturday at Lavelle?
Yeah, last game it was really fun, just being out there, the environment, it was really loud playing at Utah, so I'm sure it'll be loud this time for them on offense, but it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be really intense and it's gonna be a fun game.
And then you got 25 carries against Arizona, your biggest workload of the season. How you feeling? And does that help you kind of get into a rhythm to get the ball that many times?
Yeah, I mean, it's really fun, to be able to touch the ball 25 times. I mean, sure, if you ask anyone else on offense, that's something they'd like to do. So, it's really fun just being able to be out there and just get the ball that many times.
Next question from Jake Hatch.
Yeah, LJ, you've had Dana already talked about your workload you've absorbed this year. Is it something you've been looking forward to producing? Because the first 2 years of your career, you had injuries that seemed to preclude a lot of this. But has this been what you've hoped you could do in a Cougar uniform?
Yeah, just coming out of high school, I mean, I had a lot of carries in high school and I was able to help my team some. So, I just wanted to do the same in college and I feel like I've been able to do that so far when I'm healthy and that's something I want to continue to do.
What is it between you and Bear that makes you guys so effective in that run game? Because you guys both over 20 carries in that Arizona game. What makes it so effective?
Yeah, Bear's really big and physical. I mean, he's about the same size as me and he runs really hard. So I think him being really physical and our O line, they do a great job up front. So I would say those two things, him being a willing runner, just being physical, and our O line up front getting good push.
Next question from Jay Drew.
LJ, what role did Aaron Roderick have of getting you to BYU, and then what's your relationship and what's he meant to your career through 2.5 seasons?
I mean, he had a good role. I remember the first time I talked to him. I mean, really, the first thing we talked about was if I would have opportunity to play coming in, and then he said I was versatile, and he said that if I was good enough, that I would have the opportunity. So, just after hearing that, I mean, that's kind of someone who I wanted to play for, not someone that was just gonna promise me things and make empty promises, but someone that was gonna be honest with me and tell me what it is and tell me the real side of things. So, we have a really good relationship. I mean, I enjoy being around him. I have a lot of respect for him as a coach. So it's really fun just being able to play for him.
And then coming in from out of state, what did you kind of know about the Utah BYU rivalry, and then what has it kind of lived up to expectations, or what people told you about it?
I didn't really know a lot about it until I got here, and then people would always just talk about Utah, and then they would just always talk about Utah, and then same with BYU, and then, so I kind of just saw it on social media. That's like my first impression, and then actually being out here, I didn't think the game was going to be as intense because I'd never really heard about the rivalry growing up. Just being from where I'm from, I never really heard about it, but then once I got out here, I realized like it's a pretty big deal and it's a lot of fun, just like last year, the fans, it was crazy. It was a lot of fun.
Next question from Sean Walker.
Yeah, LJ, congrats on your game on Saturday. I guess we haven't talked to you since then. So you kind of went off a little bit some, but you've been going off the first 6 games of this year, topping the 100-yard mark, and what is it, four of them or something like that? Just what's been working so well this season where you've been able to not just absorb a workload, but really make a lot, like get a lot done with it?
I feel like I've been able to understand kind of where the O line's going this year a lot more, and they've been doing a great job getting push and just making the reads really easy. So I feel like it's those two things combined.
Next question from Kyle Ireland.
Talking about the offensive line, LJ, you've got a new center this year in Bruce Mitchell. Can you talk about what Bruce has been able to do through the first 6 games of the season, taking over that role, and how he's been able to help kind of direct things from the offensive line standpoint, helping out obviously Bear as a freshman, and just getting the offense kind of settled each play.
Yeah, he does a great job. IDing things, making things easy for us. He even takes he's able to recognize pressures and kind of flip the protection, so I'm able to get out and just making it a lot easier for me. So he does a great job in that sense, and he's just a great person. I mean, just being around him, I enjoy it a lot. So he's a great teammate, and he just makes everything easier for us.
Have any other questions for LJ? Okay, awesome. You're good to go, LJ. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you for having me.
All right, our first question will be from Dana Green.
Hey, Keanu. Well, ever since you announced you were coming to BYU, this is a game you've probably thought about. Did you circle it originally, or were you kind of maybe dreading this moment, or what are your emotions going into this game?
I think I'm just extremely excited and passionate to be able to take the field with so many individuals that have impacted my career, both at the University of Utah and now being here at BYU. Circling a game, I don't think that doesn't, a lot of people could say it's just another game. Obviously, I could feel that it isn't. But I've never had this game just circled because I believe that, every game deserves the fullness of my energy at that time. So now this game is circled now that it's game week, but prior to it's been other focused.
And then just looking at Devin Dampier, he's a guy that can beat you with his arms and his legs. What are the challenges going against a quarterback like that?
Yeah, a great dual threat QB, someone that we look forward to challenging our defense. But we've been blessed to be able to be prepped against other quarterbacks like Noah Fifita and individuals who have tested us with their dual threat as well. And so we're just going to go out there and stick to the scheme, stick to the plan that we have, and give it our best shot.
Next question from Mitch Harper.
Keanu, just what are your expectations as far as basically the chess match in the trenches where Utah's offensive line, they know you, the challenges of that dynamic?
Yeah, I love that term chess match. When I think of those guys, it's been a blessing to go against them for the past 3 years. It was a different offensive scheme. Now them having a new coordinator. Similarly, I play a little bit of a different technique here at the University of Utah. So I think it'll just be who can stick to their fundamentals, and ultimately who can play with that passion, but keep that engagement and focus that is critical to high performance.
How important in these rivalry games is just sticking to those fundamentals and not maybe getting outside of your comfort because these emotions can run high? Just the importance of the fundamentals. It sounds so simple.
Yeah. Again, I think the emotions are so critical, and I think they can be used in such an amazing fashion to help you to perform greater. But again, I think like we were talking about, it has to be siphoned through fundamentals and technique. It can't be abandoning your technique. And so it's absolutely critical for the success of the game to stick to that technique.
Next question from Kyle Ireland.
Keanu, obviously this is a rivalry game for both sides, but when you look at your time at Utah to now at BYU, is it a different focus maybe on, treating it more like it's not just another game or it is the rivalry game? Like, how is it different between the way that the BYU coaching staff and your teammates view this game to maybe your time at Utah?
Yeah, I love the position that I'm in, considering being on both sides. And I think that the way that both teams attack it is recognizing that there is extra passion, extra emotions that's going into this game. But I do believe that BYU, not just in the difference of culture, but in the perspective of the way that they go about the game, is handled a little bit different. And I think both are great. And I'm just buying into what BYU and what Kalani's culture is for this week.
Next question from Jake Hatch.
Keanu, you've had those personal fouls the last 2 games. Just kind of what's been your mindset as you've dealt with that, especially having to sit out the majority of the game against Arizona?
Unfortunate. I think potentially West Virginia's was a little bit more of a dumb play on my behalf. Noah's a great quarterback. He's a little shorter than I am, so I need to learn how to tackle those shorter quarterbacks. But they're bumps in the road, and they're learning experiences to go and be even better this week. It's just staying disciplined to my technique, my fundamentals, and just staying consistent. I don't think that I think that happens to everybody. Unfortunately, it was a little undisciplined on my behalf, but I recognize that I can bounce back and learn from those lessons.
I also wanted to ask you, do you communicate much with the guys at Utah since you left Utah? And will there be any communication this week?
Um, I haven't. I keep in touch. I've gone to certain weddings. I've gone to hang out with them at certain times. We've over the summer since season. There's not much free time, so not really. This week there probably won't be much communication other than that Saturday when we're on the field against each other. But no, I'm hoping the best for those guys, and I look forward to a competitive match.
Next question from Jay Drew.
Keanu, since you left Utah, there's been a lot written and said, and some vitriolic kind of stuff, and including at the Big 12 media days. Does that kind of fuel your fire at all, or is that kind of water under the bridge?
I think it's both, which can seem contradictory. But I recognize that there's moments where I need to recognize that people are going to say things, and the way of the world is it's just going to happen. And communication is a huge part of this field, and recognizing that mental strength has to be a battle we fight amidst a lot of voices. But it is also a blessing to have some extra fuel to the fire. Again, as long as it's siphoned into the proper performance and proper focus.
Next question from Dana Green.
Hey, Keanu, kind of building on that, in this rivalry, there's a lot of trash talking between fans. On the field, is there a lot of trash talking? And are you a guy that likes to use a little trash talk, to fire yourself up in the game?
I think so. I think football is a huge, heavily amplified by trash talking, not just off the field, but I would say especially on the field. There's guys that aren't that way, and it's wise. Some people need to stay within their own zone, and that's not through communication. I do enjoy, I think that's within my zone, is talking a little bit. And so within these guys, I'm sure I'll hear a bunch of it, considering they know a lot about me and I know a lot about them. But it wouldn't be competition if it wasn't that way.
All right, that's going to be it. Thank you, Keanu.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, Kyle, did you get a game ball for essentially saving the game with that fumble recovery?
No, I didn't, but I just did my job out there and saw the ball pop out and just jumped on it.
I also wanted to ask you, just in terms of the overall performance of this offensive line, I know you've been rotating at guard quite a bit throughout this season, but give me your assessment how the O-line's performing 6 games into the year.
It's been good. We've been all falling back on our Coach Wood's coaching points, so it's been really fun. Everyone just trusting the process and getting better each week.
Next question from Jay Drew.
Yeah, Kyle, I wonder if you can give us a kind of a blow-by-blow account of how you recovered that fumble. What happened under the pile? Just give us all the details you can.
So I went through the whole of the play. I turned over and I saw Barry getting tackled, and I saw the ball pop out, and I just leaped for the ball and try to bring it to me as hard as I could, and just brought the ball in and didn't let anyone else touch it. Basically, that's all I remember.
So you had it from the get-go, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then just how many snaps are you getting a game? How many reps? And just take us through what your role has been through 6 games on this offensive line.
I would say whatever Coach Woods thinks is best during the game of how much reps I get, and whatever way I can help the team is going to be the amount I play. And whenever my name is called, I know I got to go out there on the field and give my best effort. So either that's every other drive or every other couple drives, or even if that's just one drive a game, I know whenever I get out there, I'm going to give my all for the team.
Next question from Sean Walker.
Yeah, Kyle, I want to ask you about the guy behind you, the tailback behind you. But first, I got to do some capital J journalism, because your last name, I'm sure you're used to it, has been pronounced about 17 different ways already by broadcasters and radio guys and all that.
Yeah.
Can you give us like a slow down, like kind of letter by letter, phoneme by phoneme pronunciation of Sfarcioc, I think?
Sfarcioc. So it's kind of like S-U-H, then far, F-A-R, and then choke. So Sfarcioc is the most simple way for me to put it, like that.
Okay,
But
Sfarcioc.
yeah, yep.
And I'm assuming that's like a Eastern European.
Yeah, it's Romanian. My dad's from Romania.
Back to my main question. We were talking with LJ a little bit. I don't know if you saw him while he was exiting and everything. He gave a ton of credit to you guys on the O line for what he's been able to do this year, which is pretty awesome. Can you hype him up for us? Like what's been special about LJ Martin running out of the backfield behind you guys?
He's a big, strong back, smart guy, real humble, as you could tell, and he's just a playmaker. And every time he goes on the field, he just knows his job and he's going to give the best effort. He puts in effort in all the little things off and on the field, and that directly translates on the field. That's why I put LJ's the hardest worker right now.
Next question from Dana Green.
Hey Kyle, having played at Southern Utah the last few years, you've heard of the rivalry. You've seen it from a distance. Now that you're in it, you're gonna play. What are your thoughts going into it? What have people told you about it that have played in this rivalry?
I've heard it's a big game, and every rival game is a big game. Even back in my old school when we played our rival, and I heard there's a lot of excitement around this game, and rightfully so. And it's just going to be fun to prepare and uh, play this opponent this week, and just give them all of our attention. It's going to be a fun time, definitely.
There's a lot of trash talking going on with fans, obviously, about this game. You probably hear it on the field? Are you a guy that likes to participate in that? Keanu was saying it. He likes to, and it kind of fires him up. Or are you more of the quiet reserve guy that doesn't get baited by opponents?
Yeah, I'm more of a mellow guy. Just, yeah, I'm just more mellow.
All right. Oh, next question, Jake Hatch.
Yeah, Kyle, I just wanted to ask you, in terms of Coach Woods, he's the run game coordinator. He's obviously engrossed in the game plans along with A-Rod and Fessy and the like. What has he meant, in your opinion, to how good your run game has been this year?
Well, he's the general of us, and like he laid the foundation, and coaches us hard every week. And without him, it would be impossible to perform how we do. And um, the coaching's phenomenal, and it helps us go against any because every week it's a different defense, and he prepares us really well during the week. And um, like that's just the rules he gives us, the film details and everything. So it's been awesome.
And then also, real quick, we heard A-Rod last week say that your first five opponents put something on the field that differed from what they'd shown on film ahead of those games. Was Arizona the same as you expected, or was it this 6 for 6 essentially with them doing something different?
They switched it up a little bit, but some stuff we expected, but then that rain delay, some stuff kind of it gave teams time to figure out what was happening. So yeah,
All right. Any others for Kyle? Okay, you're good to go, Kyle. Thank you.
thank you.
All right. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate it.